Question of the day. How come white people can't admit that they're the problem for the whole entire globe? I mean, the whole entire earth. I don't get it. Like, I really got to give props to black people, because in a heartbeat they could admit openly that they're the worst. Not meaning that they're the actual worst, but like figuratively speaking, because we definitely aren't the worst, because we don't have that kind of power to be the worst for the whole entire earth. Now, commandment keeping, that's a whole nother thing. But like how I said, when white people look at the world, they look at it from a perspective of always blaming other folks. They can never put two and two together that, if there's 50 events that happen in America, spaced out or together, and all the events have something in common, that the place is getting shot up, like schools and buildings and stuff, it's getting shot up. They will never put two and two together that it's white males, it's white people, it's white terrorism. They'll never do it. They'll always say, well, it's the leftist, it's some bipartisan group, it's poor people getting bullied, it's people who are a radical extremist, anarchist, Jewish. They got all kind of ways to blame people, but it's never a whole demographic. It's always a group. And I just think that's funny that white people always seem to know everything when it comes to every other race of people on earth and what's wrong with them, but they can never, for the life of them, from the beginning of their existence to the end of their existence, they will never admit they have the ability to destroy the world in a quick, fast, in a hurry. They'll never get it. They'll never admit it openly. And if they openly admit it, it's going to be on a small scale, and it's going to be to get some people to be docile, get some money, and get some resources, and get some kind of other kind of control, like spiritual control, whatever the case may be. They will never do it with no strings attached. They'll never say it out their mouth and actually change it. Everything is to blame but them. They don't know that white people own nothing and control everything, because they think they own the whole earth. I mean, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, but just because somebody gives you something doesn't mean that you actually own it. That's like me giving you a pencil for you to file your paperwork. You're borrowing the pencil. It doesn't mean that you own the pencil. You're just using it as a device. And that's exactly what white people do. They destroy everything, but everybody else is to blame. And that just doesn't make any sense. That's so hypocritical. Everything about them is just backwards. Y'all just will not admit it. And that's what makes y'all some devils. That's what makes you Satan's spawn, Satan's seed, serpent seed. And I don't know why people believe white people when they can't even admit, they won't take any credit for them destroying the whole earth. They want to say black people are bad, but guess what? You made black people as a result of all your evil. All the stuff that black people do, how they react, how they think, all this stuff is a direct link to the way that you molded them. That don't make sense. You raise black people up to be black people. You didn't raise them up to be Israelites. You didn't raise them up to be righteous people. You condone them doing evil. You make it legal to do evil all across the earth. You literally make it legal to do evil in the earth. You make it legal to be evil in the air, under the earth, whatever the case may be, and you blame every other nation for pursuing the evil that you're allowing to be evil. I mean, so-called black people, there's no excuse because we are actually given the laws, statutes, and commandments, and we're the only race of people who have a conscience, who have a inkling to know that there's evil. Like other races on earth, they don't know the difference of that. Like it's just in their nature to be evil. So there's no excuse for us. But the thing is that they kill us for being righteous. They murder us for being righteous. They murder us for trying to preserve life and to stand up for it, just like this whole gay agenda thing. Like there's a lot of black people who are against that, and they want to say that it's homophobia to recognize that something doesn't work and something isn't right. So white people will say that, well, you're homophobic, instead of saying, well, it's a problem that we made up and we're going to take action against ourselves and admit that it's a problem. We don't have to come up with a name for something. It's a problem. So it's backwards and it's counterproductive, but that's how they make money, that's how they get influence, and that's how they destroy stuff. Being counterproductive.